SG Reads.
Hello fellow travelers, my name is SG and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be doing something a little different today. Instead of focusing on a whole series, we'll be talking about an episode of a series. So if you do enjoy this video, or if you'd like me to talk about individual episodes of shows, please let me know down in the comment section. But today we'll be doing a classic, and that is the Twilight Zone, the original series, Season 5, The Masks. So this is one of my favorite, and it was requested to me by someone very close to me, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do like this content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Leave a comment if you have a certain episode you want me to talk about, or if there's a certain series or a certain episode that you do want me to talk about. Thanks again for watching, and let's get started, shall we? This episode aired originally in March 20th, 1964. It was written by Rob Serling, directed by Ida Lupino, produced by Burt Granitt, and director of photography George T. Clemens, and music stock, meaning that was just stock footage for the most part. And the story of it is that an old man is passing away, Robert Keith, who is calling all existing family members into his home, that being his daughter, her husband, and his 2 grandkids, so that he can tell them that he is passing away in the morning, and that the inheritance will go to them later that day, but only if they complete a task for him. And that task being they all have to wear masks representing their inner selves. He knows their personalities. He knows that his daughter is very selfish, very vain, very about herself overall. He knows that her husband is very greedy, very looking at the wealth that he has accumulated and can't wait to achieve it himself, or just claim it for himself. His grandson, he knows, is cruel, bitter, and a hateful person overall. And his granddaughter, while not as bad as the grandson, is only worried about her appearances and the way she looks to the other people. There are several factors in the story that tell you that these are their personalities as we continue on. Now, the ending consists of the old man, after having them wear the mask all the way up to morning, the old man tells them that their faces that they have worn all this time represent who they are deep down inside. Who they really are, it will be shown to the people. And they will forever be marked and scarred with the mask they bore, according to him. This is his way of kind of repenting, knowing that he raised her wrong, that he helped make them into this family of just ne'er-do-wells, greedy people, and just overall, not great people overall. And this is his way of trying to make it right to the world, in a way I guess you could say, according to the companion book of the Twilight Zone, of course. Now the main twist is that once the old man dies, they do inherit the money, but once they take off the mask, they do have the faces of the mask, never to be taken off again. Overall, this is a very good story. It's definitely a fan favorite of mine. I know it's a favorite of a lot of people, actually. And like I said, this was suggested to me by a close relative of mine. And this definitely does have a lot of meaning that transcends time. Because some of us may know people like this in our day-to-day lives. Some of us may know somebody like one of these people. And this is just a kind of redemption start for all of them, if they ever did get the chance to start trying to make their lives better or try to help other people along the way. Does an amazing job as Jason Foster. His acting really does shine that he knows that the time is coming, and shows his resolution for that, and shows that he is willing to accept the punishment that he has brought upon himself, but knows that he is wise amongst his years, knows that what he has done now is for the greater good. And Virginia Gregg, Milton Sessler, Alan Seuss, and Brooke Haywood do bring home the appearance that they're trying to portray to the audience. Because they're not just trying to act like greedy people, they're trying to double act like they care about the father character, trying to act like the victims in this at the same time. So that does mean a lot, because this is a heavily, I guess you could say, line-based situation. This is a mainly conversation kind of style. Them talking, them understanding, and us trying to understand them. Trying to get the character's personality through the little under meanings behind it all. And just by facial expressions and how they act in their day-to-day lives, just shows you how jilted they are how warped their personalities are, and that if you knew these people in real life, you probably wouldn't have liked them. The characters, that is, not the actors. So overall, this was very well done, and the actors really brought in the idea that they were these characters, trying to portray what the writing was trying to tell us. There isn't much scenery in this because it's mainly taking place in what we can assume is a mansion, with only about 7 characters in total making appearances, I would have to say. But it makes it work. It pays off at the end of the day because you honestly believe that this is happening in a close space. It makes you feel like the walls are surrounding them. They can feel the attention upon each other. They can feel that they are being watched. They can feel the anxiety that these masks are also giving. And in a way, we can understand what they're seeing through the mask. In such an inclined space, you kind of get this idea that, yeah, this is a small area that they're all kind of trapped in, unable to move, unable to act on what they want to do. And in a way, that kind of works in that advantage. So, that's just my opinion on that. But overall, with the limited space they had, the storytelling did phenomenal working around it. Now, there aren't that many special effects that I should note, but the thing that should be noted is the makeup for the ending of their faces. How much detail, how much effort was put into it overall. Some of you may recognize a little bit of the makeup from an earlier episode called Eye of the Beholder. That's because they got the same makeup team to do that, where a woman wakes up, but everyone has sort of a distorted look, and she is the one considered hideous. They're taking that kind of concept, but making it more linear in this storyline, I would have to say. So, just the idea that they managed to make it look fluid, make it look good, with the resources they had, is just showing how much talent was behind the scenes in the making of the Twilight Zone, along with the cast and directors. They have this whole team of people that can make miracles happen in a way. All in all, this is definitely an episode that needs to go down in the record books and needs to be studied for how well you can have with limited space and practical effects. There is a lot that can be said about this, how much just line delivery and personality can make or break either a show or even just a movie, because these characters were given so little time to understand who they are, but yet we understand where they're from. We can understand their personalities, the way they think, the way they are, all through just the actors' movements, motions, and facial gestures. But that's not to say we don't get fantastic writing from Rob Sterling and great direction from Ida Lupino. There is so much that I can say about this, but for now, I think this will have to work. This is definitely one of the top 10 episodes of the Twilight Zone original series, which is a series I believe everybody goes back to at some point. So, if you want me to cover another episode of the Twilight Zone, one that seems to be your favorite or somebody else's favorite, I don't mind. I do enjoy watching the Twilight Zone, and also, given more information from the Twilight Zone Companion Book, 3rd edition, there is a lot more information that can be said and should be said about the series, both what we see and the things we don't see. Because not everything is foreseeable here in the Twilight Zone. Thanks again for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time.